Well, okay, everyone, welcome. Here's what we're going to be taking a look at today. What I want to do is try and figure out the equation for a parallel line or a perpendicular line. And I think you do too. So, this is the situation. If you take a look at the screen here, you could be asked to get the equation of a line in slope-point form. That, if you take a look here, remember, looks like this. Y on its own minus the y-coordinate of some point equals the slope, where x1 is the x-coordinate of some point as well. Alright, so all you do is you figure out you need the slope, you need a point on the line, and that gives you the slope-point form of the equation. The second option is the slope-intercept form. That looks like this. The slope-intercept, that's our, I would say, the usual one. But honestly, slope-point is the easier one. Just get a point, slope, put it in there, done. But slope-intercept, it looks like y is equal to mx plus b, as we've seen before. For this one, what do you need to get this equation? The slope, just like the other version, and you need the y-intercept as well, which might be given directly, or you might have to figure out, possibly from the slope-point form. So let's do an example. See how this works. Oh, before we do, a reminder about the slope. Paying key attention to that. If you want a line that's parallel to another line, that means the slopes will be the same. And if you want a line that's perpendicular, then you want to have the slope with the opposite sign and switched around. In math language, it's the negative reciprocal, or the opposite reciprocal. But I'm just running out of real estate here, as you can see, bottom of the page. Alright, so let's do a couple examples or a few examples, show you the different situations. Suppose you have the following. Suppose you need a line that's parallel to y equals 3x plus 7 and through the point 9, 8. And remember, you might be asked these things in real life so that it fits the data that you get from some experiment of some sort. Alright, so we'll take so this is the situation. You need a line that's parallel to this one and passing through this point. So the easy answer, the nice one if they ask for it, is to first create the slope-point form. Okay, now, as we said earlier, if the lines are parallel, slope is the same. So the same slope means that you're going to have m is equal to 3. For for slope point form, it goes into that point, 9, 8. So you can just set it up right away. Y minus y1, write the equation first, and then do the substitution underneath. Okay, so that's the slope point form of the equation. The y stays. The y1, that is the y coordinate for our point that we have, so that's 8. The slope, we figured out that it has to be the same because it's parallel. So we can just put that in there as a 3. And then the x value, again, it's from the same point here. So that will be x minus 9. Now, what's nice is that if they ask for the slope point form, it's finished. There's actually nothing more to do. Okay. However, if they ask for the slope intercept form, then what you have to do is multiply this equation out so that you can get it into the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's do that. This one here, for the slope point form, finished. But let's take it one step further. As slope intercept, what do? Well, you multiply it out, as I was saying. So the 3 would multiply through, the 8 would go over, and you get it looking like y equals mx plus b. So let's do that. We get y minus 8, the 3 multiplies in, and you get 3x minus 27. Next is to move the 8 over. So officially you add 8 to both sides. And when you do that, you'll end up with a minus 19 over on this side. And if you take a look, this is the version, this is the organization, the arrangement that is needed for the slope-intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus b. Now it's a minus, but hey, those kind of count the same. All right, so as our slope-intercept answer, finished. There it is. Okay, so let's do another one. Let us find the equation of a line that's perpendicular instead. So suppose to fit your data, looks like that, let's say, if you can see that. Let's say we need a line that is perpendicular to, so I'll write this out once. But the cool kids, they just use that symbol there for perpendicular. Okay, I need a line perpendicular to, we'll say y equals 2 over 3x plus 7. And going through the point 6, 8. All right. So again, what we're going to do is we'll probably do the slope point first, and then we'll update it to slope intercept just by multiplying it through. Okay, but in both for both cases, what you do need, what are we going to use? We're going to use a slope, and we're going to use our point there. So first, let's work on the slope. Well, from our original line, we know it's 2 over 3. Now, to get a perpendicular slope, what we need is the opposite sign, and we need it being the fraction, it being the slope. We need it upside down. Okay, so the reciprocal. Oh, I'm not going to have enough space there. Reciprocal. That's how you say that. Or how you write that. Okay, so what do we have? If we put this upside down, we get 3 over 2. And because it's a positive here, we make it negative. So this now will be the slope that we use in the line that we are creating to fit our imaginary set of results there. All right. So next, we use the point that we have, and we get slope point style of equation right away. What do? Formula first, please. It's the way the professionals do it. X minus x1 like that. The y value is going to be way over here. It goes through this point, so it goes through that y value of 8. It goes through that x value of 6, which will go in there. A little out of order, but they're related to the y1 and x1. Okay, they're going for the y1, x1. The y and the x, they stay as variables because you need variables in the line. The last thing is the slope, and we figured out that to be perpendicular it needs to be this so that it matches with that. And so you get minus 3 over 2. For the slope point form of the equation, finished. But what's going to happen in life? Yes, you'll be asked to show a different style. You'll be asked to show the slope point form. Whoops. Yeah, you might be asked. And there it is. We did it already. So let's do this one. Slope intercept. Okay, so what does that look like? Remember, y equals mx plus b over here, plus c in some other parts of the world I understand, but just with some number there at the end. So what happens? Well, the slope we can use from before, or we will use from before, and the b we got to figure out. Now, one way we can do it, and I showed you that already, is to multiply this through, move the 8 over, and simplify, and then it's finished. Okay, so you would get minus 3 over 2 times the x, minus 3 over 2 times minus 6. That'll give a plus 9. Because you're dividing by 2. You get a plus 9. You move the 8 over, so it'll be y equals minus 3 over 2x plus 17. Interesting. Okay, now, the reason I didn't show you that is I'm just showing you going to show you a different way we can proceed to get this style of answer, this form. Both are okay, but they're just, you can just choose the one you like. Choose the version, choose the process that you prefer. So what you do, b is the number we need to find, because we got m. M we can just recycle and reuse. That stays. B is what we're solving for, so that's going to be like our missing letter. And so what do we have to do is select a value for x and select a value for y. So if you have numbers for everything else, then the only thing left is b, and yeah, we just solve for it. So where does the x and y come from? Not x1, y1 in this equation, x and y. Well, it actually does come from that same point that we were given, which is just off on the other page here, but hopefully visible on yours. The point we were given in the question was 6/8. So we can substitute that in here for the x value is 6, the y value for 8. Work it out. A little bit of fraction stuff. Hopefully it doesn't scare you. All right, but what do we have here now? -3 times 6, or these can, we'll do that. Make our lives nice. This on the top, that on the bottom, that reduces to 3 like that. So we have 8 equals -9 plus b. And then the -9 goes over. So we'll get 17, because it goes plus, is equal to b. So that means the slope-intercept form is going to look like -3 over 2x plus 17, as we think I said earlier on. Whoops. I'll even show it to you. All right, so we got our value of 17 by working through with our point substituted in there. And then we just put it all together. Y is equal to mx plus the b value that we get. Finished. All right, I hope you found that of interest and interesting. What we'll do is we'll just take a commercial break, and we'll move on to another video where perhaps you'll have to find the slope with the formula instead. Okay, but that will be all for today. Thank you for stopping by, and in the meantime, enjoy the math. Bye-bye.